Kingdom blessings to each and every one of you all. Let me make sure we live. We are live. Do me a favor as you all come in. I want you all to share the broadcast. If you have not yet subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe, share the broadcast so that this type of information can get pushed out. So if you can do me a favor, like the video, heart the video, comment where you're tuning in from. This will also help me, you all. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure, okay. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Kingdom blessings. I pray you all have had a phenomenal day or is having a phenomenal day. Pray the Lord keeps you, bless you, and just make his face shine upon you. Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. All right, so I did want to mention, I know I said every day we will go live and we will do a daily live video, daily. Now, I thought to myself, I said, I need time to recalibrate. I need time out just to rest, y'all, because that is a thing. If you're not taking out time to rest, regardless of what you're doing, I mean, even when when God created the earth, right? He rested on the seventh day. So I believe in working, putting your hand to the plow, and I also believe in taking that rest for yourself. So with that being said, on Sundays, starting tomorrow, there will be no credit live videos for Sundays because Sundays will be my rest day. It'll be a day for me to recalibrate. It'll be a day for me to get my notes together, to get my thoughts together, all the things. So I just wanted to put that out there. So let's go ahead and get started. So on yesterday, if you have not already done so, go back and catch yesterday's broadcast. Go back and catch the last couple of days of broadcast because this information is very vital. It's very important when you are wanting to repair your credit and you want biblical and foundational meanings of what is credit and how it even makes up. Like, please go back and watch those videos because it will help you out. So we did go deep on payment history on yesterday because it was the first factor. I will hold this up again. I had everybody to draw out this for me. If y'all can take a screenshot. So I did have everybody to draw out that chart, and we had the 5 factors of the credit score. Now, if you get these 5 factors down, which day by day we're going to be breaking it down. Yesterday we went over the payment history. We learned that was 35% of the credit pie, the chart that we did, and then it's up to 192 points that you can obtain in this area. So each and every day we'll go through each point. I said I was going to combine it together, but I am going to space them out. So you can look forward to each day of us breaking down the 5 factors. That'll be broken down into 5 different days. So again, yesterday we went over the payment history, which is the most powerful, y'all. It is the most powerful factor. Okay. So it's the record of whether you keep your word or not. That's what lenders want to know when they look at your credit report and they look at your payment history. Because remember, when we went over the 5 sections that's in the credit report, we also know that the payment history month by month, right? Month by month, it lets us know if you paid your bills on time or not. So that as well is in your credit report. All right, so we're going into factor 2 today. That is the utilization. On our chart we had the U is for utilization. And then people also can call it the amounts owed section. All right, that is 30% of your score. Payment history is 35. We're taking a step down just a little bit to your utilization, which deals with your credit cards, you guys. It deals with your usage. So this is 165 points that you're allotted to get in this area. If you're a great steward in what you're doing. Okay. I'm going to be very, very direct with a lot of you all because this is the factor that most people are destroying, right now, and they don't even know it. So not because people are just irresponsible, but it's because nobody ever explained how it actually works. So let's go ahead and begin to fix this, okay? So let's go through it. What utilization or amounts owed actually measures? Because again, Scripture says, with all you're getting, get understanding. So I'm gonna teach you on today how to measure out your utilization. So after the day, you won't get this wrong again. Okay. And again, get out your notes, get out your pen. I told you all on yesterday, if you need to go to Dollar Tree, if you need to go to Dollar Tree, get you a pen, a pack of pens. You can get you some highlights, and get you a notebook. So get you a notebook just for credit because it's going to be very, very fundamental for you. All right. So y'all, when people hear about utilization, when they hear really the word amounts owed, they assume that this category is about how much total debt that they actually carry. All right. So like the more debt you have, the worse your score is, but that's not exactly right. Okay. So what this category is really measuring is something called your credit utilization. Okay. Amounts owed is your credit utilization. All right. So, and utilization is a ratio. All right. So here is the formula I want you to write down. So your credit utilization rate, okay, you can put down on paper the utilization rate is the amount you currently owe on your revolving account. Divide that number by the total credit limit that's available to you across those same accounts. Okay. So what you owe divided by the credit limit that's available to you. All right. That's your utilization. So when you hear someone speak on revolving accounts, these are your credit cards. They are lines of credit. That's a revolving account. All right. Not installment loans like your car payments or your mortgages. No, that's not a revolving account. Those are calculated a little bit differently. So we're talking about cards and lines of credit right here. All right, just so you won't be confused. All right. So if you have one credit card with a $1,000 limit and you are carrying a balance on that $1,000 card, that balance is 500, then your utilization on that card is 50%. And we know 50% on a utilization, which we learned 30% counts up of your utilization. So if you use more than 30, then you're signaling high risk to the lenders, like red flag, right? So if you have 3 cards, all right, that's just one. But let's just say you got 3 cards with a combined, you combine them, right? You combine those cards so where all cards have a limit of $10,000 combined, right? And you are carrying a combined balance of $3,000, let's just say, then your overall utilization is 30% on the combined of your cards. All right. So the scoring models will look at both. Okay. They will look at your utilization on each individual card, and they will also look at your utilization across all the cards. All right. Combined. Just so that we know that. So the scoring model wants to see your utilization below 30%. So that is the threshold that most people have heard. But the people with the highest scores, that's the 800 and plus scores, they're not sitting at around 29 and 30%, you guys. Okay? They're not sitting at 30%. They're not. They are sitting at 9% or below. Y'all go ahead and use this with your credit cards. Sit at 9% or below, and then come back to me in 30 days. Because that's all it's going to take, right? So the sweet spot for maximum scoring benefit is under 10% utilization, not 0. Because 0 means that the accounts look inactive. It looks like you're not even using it. And that can actually work against you slightly. But under 10% is where the scoring model, that's where you get rewarded. All right. That's where you in a rewards club, right? So if you have a card with $1,000 limit, then you want your reported balance to be under $100. Again, if you have $1,000 limit card, you want to report under $100 balance. All right. not 300. We ain't doing 30%, not 290, 100. All right. So this one number, more than almost anything else outside of payment history, it has the power, you guys, to move your score dramatically, yes, and fast. All right. So your utilization is calculated again based on the balance that is reported to the bureaus. Okay, that's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And most creditors, they report your balance once a month. Okay, on your statement closing date, not your due date. Again, do not look for your due date. Look for your statement closing date. Okay, your closing date. So here's what happens to most people though. So they will use their card responsibly all month. They pay it off in full every single month. They never carry a balance, never pay interest, right? Good financial habits. But their card reports on the 15th of the month. And on the 14th, they have $800 sitting on a $1,000 limit card. All right. I was going to ask, can someone tell me what's that utilization rate? But because we don't have anyone live right now, I'll just give it to you. For those that will come back on the replay, then y'all have it. But that's 80% credit utilization, right? The balance 800 and the limit is 1,000. That's 80%. That's being used. That's way too much, you guys. So even though they pay it off the next week, the scoring model does not know you paid it off, right? It only knows what was reported, right? And what was reported was 80% utilization. So if people hone down on this right here on the payment history and the utilization, which is 35 and 30% of your credit score, like if you hone in on this information, your scores will be beautiful. I mean, flawless. All right. All right. And so this is why people do everything right and still really can't understand why their scores won't move. All right. So, yeah. So, let's see. I had a little nugget in there. Not even gonna do it. We don't have any live viewers. What y'all doing on Saturday? All right. I may share that nugget later. When we start getting some live viewers, I'll share more nuggets because I don't want you all to get into the habit of coming back later for the information. It's something about when you can tangibly show up, right, and interact in real time, like it pulls out more, right? But no one is showing up. It just shows me that less people is interested. But I will continue to keep giving out this information because it's needed in this hour. All right. So as we progress and get more people live on the lives, then there's more nuggets that I would love to share with you all. All right. So, oh, God bless you, Prophet C. Thank you for tuning in. So I did have homework compared to what I just taught. So I do want you to find out your statement closing date for every card that you have. Find out that statement closing date. That is the day that your balance get reported to the bureaus. Okay. Pay your balance down before that date, not just before the due date. Your statement closing date is the day that they will report. Okay. So if you want your score to reflect a low utilization, that balance needs to be low on that day that it gets reported, not just the date that is due. They are two different things. If you do not know your statement closing date, I'm gonna need you to call your bank. Okay, call your bank. Say, hey, when is my statement closing date? A lot of you all have receipt papers. It's up there too. Your statement papers is up there too. Now, secondly, if you have a high utilization right now and you need to move your score for a specific goal, like you're getting ready to apply for a mortgage or for a car loan, here is the fastest lever that you can pull. Okay. Pay down your revolving balances. Even a few dollars applied strategically to the right cards can move your score 20 to 60 points within a single reporting cycle, which is 1 month, which is less than 30 days, you all. If you pay down your cards, okay? If you pay down your cards and make sure that your utilization across all cards are under 10, but really under 9%, come back to me. I'm telling you all, come back to me in 30 days and let me know what your score is. Because listen, in the realm of credit, we cannot promise you anything because that's against CROA. But let me tell you, you pay those cards down and you have a utilization under 9%, come back in 30 days and talk to me. Just let me know. Just give me your testimony. All right. This is the power in your utilization. And this is why I tell people. So that's 162 points that you're allotted that can make your score thrust. So tell me about the people that don't have a credit card. What are they getting? You said stuck in the 400s? Yeah, stuck in the 500s. Can't even move out of the 550 range. They don't have a credit card. And then people that have it, they're not even using it, right? This is what I'm telling you. If you learn these 5 factors, you can make some, what they say, you can make some things shake. You can make it shake. If you learn these 5 factors, then you can make some things shake. But for real, y'all put them cards and your utilization under 9%. Please come back and holler at your girl within 30 days. Just let me know because I already know. All right, now the third thing, ask for a credit limit increase. Now, not all cards will give you a credit limit increase, and we'll go over some cards at another date that I'll write down for you all and gather up some information, and I'll give that to you all. We'll talk about secured and unsecured card. We got a lot of things on the notepad already. All right. Secured. So increase. Okay, so if your limit goes up and your balance stays the same, then your utilization goes down without you paying a single dollar. All right. So call your creditors, ask for a limit increase. All right. Ask for a credit limit increase. So some will do a soft pull that does not hurt your score. Some will do a hard pull. Okay. Ask before they run it. All right. Now, the fourth thing, do not, and this goes into another factor, which is the credit length. Okay. Remember how I say some of the factors intertwine with each other, they pull on one another, right? So do not close old credit cards to simplify your finances. Now, I know this feels like a good idea, but when you close a card, you lose that available credit limit. And then, this is why in my program, I don't only just dispute negative items, because when I start to only, and I don't do this, but let's just say if I did, someone came to me and they had so many negative items, and the only thing that I would do is dispute the negative items to get them removed, their score can go up. But 9 times out of 10, that score will also shoot down. And they're like, well, you just got all these accounts removed. Why is my score going down? It's because of the credit length, the age, right? The length of credit. That's one of the factors, you all, right there. Remember that acronym that we did in Pullum? Right, that L stands for the length of credit, and that's 15% of your score. So that's 82 points. So so this is the thing. Someone that is fresh and new to credit, let's just say someone just started building credit within the last year or two. Their credit score may not pull as much versus someone who has been building credit and have accounts on their credit. Like if they have credit cards for like over 10 years, y'all, that's length. Like you have history on your report. versus somebody that's just now getting into the credit arena, right? I started in 2021, right? So that alone, that length of credit, it gives you more points, it gives you more stamina, it shows that you are more stabilized, right? And it depends on how well you handle those accounts as well too. But that credit age, it will work all the more for you, right? So if I just disputed the negative items, then that score can drop because them negative items, although they have turned negative, there was also accounts that has been on a report for like 10, 15 years. So now I wipe that all through, and now your report is like, well, we don't have no history no more. Now we got to build credit. So when people come to me, I hit them for a 2-for-1. I'm like, okay, we can go ahead and dispute the negative items, but we're going to also build in the process. All right. Because you ain't going to say, oh, you disputing and the score dropping. No, if that score drop while we're building, and we adding on positive accounts, then just know it will go back up. Like it's a temporary downgrade, but it will thrust back up. Normally between the 60 and 90-day mark. Okay. So that was just something that I wanted to throw out there. So yeah, I know closing the account, it will feel like a good idea. But your total available credit, it will drop. Okay. It will drop. Your utilization, it will go up and your score will drop once you close it. All right. Yes. Always. My pleasure. So if you're not using the old card, put a some y'all. I look at so many, the credit reports I look at is so many. And I see the potential because it's not that a lot of people don't have credit cards. But when I look at the people that do have credit cards, a lot of them are not using the cards. And I'm like, man, if you got $1,000 credit card sitting on your report, but there's zero usage, I'm like, put, I don't, I was going to say Netflix, but that is broad. Okay. Put something like a Netflix subscription up there. I mean, use your do get not it depends. If it's under 9%, then yeah. Put if instead of not using your credit card, put something that can report every month recurring. That'll report back to the bureaus that you're using the card, but you're not maxing out the card. And I tell people, because we're people and we need our monions, right? We need our money. If you need to use up the whole balance, use up the whole balance. But when you know they finna report to the bureaus, pay that down. It's a game that you have to play. And if you know you cannot pay it back down, leave it alone, right? And I tell people, when you get these high-end credit cards, if you know you're not a good steward over finances and you're not used to high limits, man, if you need to cut that card up, put a reoccurring bill up there, get rid of that, right? Get it out your sight because we don't want to go into the negatives, right? So you got to learn who you are. It's all about who you are with money. You got to know yourself, right? But again, if you need that money and that's the money that you had to pay bills, but you got a job, then use the whole limit. But by that statement closing date, by the time that they report to the bureaus, have that money back up there. Have it back, right? And let it report 9% utilization. So I pray that you all understand that. So, right. So if you're not using an old credit card, put a small recurring charge on it, right? A streaming service, a gas bill, set up auto pay. Keep the account active without thinking about the account. All right. So I want to add a biblical principle right here because Proverbs 21:5 says that the plan of the diligent leads to profit, but haste leads to poverty. All right. So utilization, as I just mentioned, is a strategy game. It rewards people who are intentional, right? Who know when to pay, not just whether should I pay, but when to pay, who understands the timing of information and how it flows from their accounts to the bureaus, right? So this is not about earning more money, right? This is about being diligent with what's already in your hands, what you already have, right? I was just thinking about the Bible when God asked, was it Moses? What's in your hands? What's in your hands? All right. So it's about what you already currently have, not necessarily just about getting more. And more is good. But are we able to manage what we have right now? Right. So this is about being diligent with what you already have. It's about managing the time. It's about managing the ratios. If you was not on a little earlier, we talked about the ratios. Definitely go back and catch that beginning, because it's going to set you up for the information that we're on right now. All right. So it's about being strategic instead of being just reactive, right? A lot of people sit back and just let life happen to them. But God's like, no, I need you to stand for something. Y'all heard this, that saying that was like, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we're not doing that in these credit streets. We've done it for too long. It's time to stand up. We've done that for too long. All right. So God honors the diligence. And the credit system, it will honor you if you honor yourself. It's just like saying, if you take care of yourself, we'll respect you more. If I see you and I see your report and I see you pay your bills on time, I would like you more. This is all that they're saying to us. They're like, if you pay your bills on time and you do your utilization right, you do all these things, you got good length, you got all these things going on, your credit is popping. We like you. Matter of fact, we love you. This is what they are saying when they look at our report. And like so, when it's the complete opposite around, they're like, ugh, I don't want to lend money to you. Not at all. Not a day. I know what you're going to burn me. I know what you're capable of doing. That's why a lot of people get so many denials. All right. So again, this is not to bring condemnation or embarrassment upon anyone, because God is sending us to a thing so that he can get us through a thing. All right. So tomorrow we'll stop right there, because I did want shorter videos, you all. The longer videos, I think the last one we had to finish up that 5 section of the credit report. But we'll stop right here for that point. So yesterday we did the payment history. Today we did the utilization. Tomorrow we'll go into the length of your credit, which is 15% of your score. Okay, and so we're going to talk about why that old card that you keep thinking about closing, how it might be the most valuable thing in your wallet. All right, even if you never used it. So we'll talk about that on tomorrow. I do want to let you all know that I do have a PDF guide. It's $47. So the link in my description, I just found out that it is not even working. So I'm gonna fix the link right after this video. I just clicked on it. I was led to click on it and it didn't even work, but I will fix that right after this video. That's a guide that'll give you pointers on how to fix your own credit. I have a letter in there that you can actually send to the bureaus. I also have a new thing going to where you can pay me $197. We can jump on a call and we'll do a credit action plan. I'll go through your credit report and I'll give you a whole game plan on what you need to do, okay, when it comes to your credit. And if you say, I don't want the PDF, I don't want the game plan, I just want to submit to the program so that we can come into a partnership, Shayla, so that you can lead me each and every month, because I know that I did not mess up my credit overnight and I know it will not get fixed overnight. And I have a full program that is $497. You're able to split that payment up into 2 payments of $249. Okay. And then it is $47 a month. There is a separate fee of $29 that does not go to me. It goes straight to your credit reports so that I'm able to pull it into my software. And so with this program, you'll get the whole shebang. Right? We'll do the credit audit on day 1. We'll get a full analysis. I'll get you onboarded into my software. We'll go through. I'll get you set up with credit cards, positive accounts. I'll also dispute the negative items, and we will get updates every 30 days. So if this sounds like something that you want to take advantage of, then drop program in the comments. I'll also be updating that link as well. All right, so I did have some questions that I wanted to answer, but because when I started teaching the information, I really didn't have anyone live, so I would kind of save the questions, right? We may do them on Monday. I will have to see. Um because I don't want to ask questions and we didn't have anyone live when I taught the information. So I will skip that. But moving forward, as we do start to build up kind of an audience, then those questions will come forth, right? And so yeah, and I'll definitely be teaching this information again because it's not just learning new every day. We got to get some repetition going. Like this information, we're going to be learning it a lot. So much so you're going to be like, well, okay, Shayla, I know this information. That's the point that we need to get to. Not that when you hear it, you be like, oh, I didn't know that. I want to get to the point to where in your walk, when it comes to credit, you're like, yeah, I've heard you say that about 3, 4, 5 times. I understand about utilization. I shouldn't keep it at 30%. I should keep it under 9%. I need to, I know that at least I need to have 2 credit cards just at bare minimum. Now I know that I need to be using the credit cards, right? I just want to get y'all to a place where you know this information. And so that's where we are. So I thank each and every one of you all for tuning in. God bless you, Prophetess C. Thank you so much for coming on, for sharing, for liking the broadcast. Again, you all share, like, comment, send this to someone because someone is struggling with their credit and they could use this information. All right. Again, we will not be on Sundays. I will use that day as a day of rest. I will use Sundays as a day of recalibration and just tidying up my notes on what to give you for the next day. God bless you all. I love each and every one of you all. I will see you all on tomorrow.